can I ask you, you've likened flow to HTTP, the foundation of the World Wide Web, where you predict that the flow will become the foundation for linking the world's activity via this worldwide flow, to use the same sort of an acronym. What led you to the conclusion that this was inevitable, that this is how business was going to be conducted?
Yeah, the core element of it is that if you look at the needs to satisfy event-driven integration, so you just say event-driven integration without putting any caveats on it. And especially the only caveat I put on is I'm really, really interested in how I do that integration across organization boundaries. Like, what are my needs to be able to securely and with trust and in a performant way have one organization say, I want to subscribe to the feed from another. And there's many examples in the book of different kind of interesting use cases where that's the case. And as I did that analysis, integration, anytime you have integration, the key factors that make integration possible are you need some form of interface that allows the systems involved to be able to identify a connection between each other. Now, that might be through an intermediate party. So I am very clear in the definition of flow that it doesn't have to be the producer and the consumer that provide and consume interfaces and protocols. There can be agents that act on behalf of the producers and the consumers to do that. But when you have that flow, that situation, you need those interfaces and protocols to enable ultimately those two things to be able to get connected together. So those are two things that you end up saying are components of the overall solution.
Do you think certain vertical industries will also drive adoption? So finance industry coming up with standards to how to describe a financial transaction, for example?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are certain places where it's going to be really hard for flow to crack the nut, so to speak. So I use high frequency trading as an example frequently in the book, as sort of the kinds of areas where a flow-like contract exists already. The catch there is, though, of course, the speed and performance of what you need to know there is really high, but that doesn't preclude flow from giving you some of the ability to say, and giving the financial stock trading industry the ability to say, hey, we're moving from this port-based approach to here's a flow interface. And essentially, we're going to establish the same connection when all is said and done, but the metadata will change a little bit, and the flow will change a little bit as a result of that. But I do think, yeah, absolutely. I do think that that certain industries are going to find this more valuable than right off the bat. Transportation industry is one, or specifically the logistics industry is one, where I look at and I say, yeah, they're already moving in this direction.